What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Welcome to another Maker Monday. Today we are going to be looking at how to make one of these crazy little contraptions. I don't know why these are so popular, but it seems like every time I look on Twitter or Instagram or something like that, people are always making these, and these are a big thing. If those of you that don't know what these are called a fidget spinner, is what these are called. And if you look at it, it's basically just three bearings. In fact, I can't remember which ones they are. I gotta look. It is the ABEC9 bearing. You can basically pick these bearings up at skate shops. Lots of skateboarders and people like that use these types of bearings, or at least this size. I picked mine up off of Amazon. I got like a whole slew of them. I think I got like 8 of them or something like that. I got like a whole bunch of them. But anyway, basically the idea behind this contraption is the fact that if for some reason you're one of these people that just is all fidgety and doesn't know what to do with your hands, kind of like Will Ferrell in Talladega Nights, I don't know what to do with my hands. You know, basically, I guess this is supposed to be like somewhat therapeutic for you. You can take this little thing and spin it in your hand. I don't know. I haven't taken mine and put it on my desk or anything to sit and play with. I guess, I don't know, maybe as you're waiting for, you know, a movie to download or something, you can sit here and spin this thing around. I don't know, some people do like tricks with it and stuff. You know, I don't know, they like spin it, try to grab it again. I don't know. But anyway, it's supposedly, I gotta grab it. It's supposed to be this therapeutic thing for you. You can spin it around or whatever. In any case, we went ahead and I thought, you know, some of these get really expensive, and so I thought, well, you got to be able to 3D print this somehow. And lo and behold, went there to thingiverse.com, and there was a billion models for these things. So tons of people have modeled these. This was just one of them. I'll put a link in the description so you know which one I did. But anyway, I don't know, it's interesting. I guess it gives you something to do. If like maybe, I know me, myself, I like the stress balls, not to relieve stress or anything, but just to have something to mess with like while I'm thinking, or maybe if I'm talking on the phone. I don't know, so this could be maybe a whole nother dimension to that. But anyway, at the end of this video, I'll play you the footage of, I went ahead and did the whatever it is, the see, I'm out of words. This is the end of the day. This one you're actually getting on Monday. Normally I try to record my Maker Mondays maybe on Sunday or something like that, where I have lots of time to be able to record it. And this time I didn't get it recorded on Sunday, so you're actually getting it on Monday. So it's the end of the day. I'm tired. But anyway, basically time lapse. There we go. It finally came to my mind. Time-lapse video you'll get to see of it printing this. What I had to do though is I printed it at 100% scale, and the bearings just do fit. They are a little loosey-goosey, so if you see what I'm doing here is I'm kind of scraping some of the glue off. I found that if you use some good old super glue, some Loctite or probably crazy glue, I mean anything, and super glue them in, then they're for sure going to stay in there. Another trick that I heard of that I may still try, this one was printed in PLA, which acetone does not mess with PLA. So I've heard that they do come with a grease, like a bearing grease on them. I'm thinking to probably protect the metal or something like that, you know, just packing grease, you know, for shipping, so that they don't rust or something during the shipping process. To get that off, I've heard the acetone works really well. You just drop the bearings into the acetone and there you go. I didn't know that until I had this already together. So, but PLA acetone does not mess with PLA. It's ABS. If you print this in ABS, do not put it in acetone. The acetone will eat it. So anyway, I may just dump this whole thing into a vat of acetone and see what it is, because I've got some laying around since I make the ABS glue with acetone. So anyway, and they said that it also speeds them up. It makes it where they spin a whole lot longer. Like mine, it kind of poops out after a while. So anyway, so that's kind of cool. So far as any updates, we're doing on time. Oh, we're doing great. As far as updates for this week, I have a really cool project that I know you guys are going to enjoy that's coming up. I'm putting the finishing touches on it, but I went ahead and broke down and bought, yes, the Raspberry Pi Zero. I went ahead and bought one of these, and I bought it for a specific reason. These are fairly inexpensive. I bought this one on Amazon. It came with this cool case, even though we'll be 3D printing our own case, because I'll tell you what we're going to be doing with it. It came with this little case, and of course I got an SD card for it and whatnot. So however much an SD card was, I think this was one of the extremes, one of the UC ones or whatever. That's like 10 megabits per second or something like that is the class that I bought. Works pretty good for it. What I bought this for specifically was for RetroPie. Now, if those of you that don't know what RetroPie is basically it's a subversion, or not really subversion, but it's part of the Raspbian family, okay, of OS. So it's built on the Raspbian OS, but it's a specific OS that's tailor fit for gaming, and specifically for retro video games. So basically every retro game that you can think of, this software will do, will emulate. It has pretty much every emulator out there. It's got the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, it's got the Nintendo DS, it's got Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, it's got the Atari series, all the 2600, the 5200, all the different Ataris. It's even got arcade games, you could only get in arcade. It's even, or at least emulators for it. It's also got the Sega Genesis, the Sega CD, Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast, the Game Gear, I mean, you name it, it's got it, at least an emulator for it, where all you got to do is load ROMs onto it, and there's a few different ways you can do it. You can load it through a USB stick, you can load it through SCP. It's really, really convenient. Now, the one that I bought is the Raspberry Pi Zero that has the wireless option. It's like the Raspberry Pi Zero W or something. When the video comes out, I'll put a link in the description. But what it does is it also has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. I think it's the same Broadcom chip they use for the Raspberry Pi 3. I don't know. I'd have to cross-reference to make sure. I'm sure one of you guys will know right off the top of your head. Just throw it in the comments. But anyway, it has wireless, and there was a specific reason for that. For a controller, you can buy these. This one is the Matricom, is the name of it. I don't know. It's an Android BX wireless gaming controller is what it is. These things are great. These things are only like 20 bucks. In fact, actually, I think it's cheaper than that. It's under $20 that you can buy this for, USD. I got it off of Amazon. This thing works magically. It's fantastic. It even has 4 different lights on it, so you can actually hook up to 4 of these to a Bluetooth receiver. And it was actually built for an Android smartphone. It was really what they intended this for. And so, but you can hook up to 4 of them, and it'll actually have a light that'll tell you which player number it is and everything. Really cool. And I didn't even know it till I connected it, and it vibrates too. It even has like a rumble feature. So it's even got motors in it with offset weights to vibrate with. It has all the different buttons for like a Sony PlayStation game, which that'll emulate the PlayStation 1. I don't know about PlayStation 2. That might be a little stretch for it. But yeah, it's pretty darn cool, guys. And so the thing is, what I've been doing with this is I'm going to eventually put this together with one of these charging circuits from Adafruit and put together a lithium battery with it. And we're going to 3D print our own case and put a lithium battery in there to where basically what I thought of is sometimes I have to travel up north for my job. My job is actually between 2 different geographic sites, and at times I have to travel, and sometimes I have to spend the night. And then other times I have to go to California or Texas or Minnesota or different places based on what's going on and what kind of get-togethers and stuff that we have to do. And so I thought, what a great idea to use the Raspberry Pi Zero, which is tiny. Anyway, I mean, these are little. I mean, can you see how tiny this is? I mean, this is itty-bitty. Those of you that have never seen one. I was even impressed at how little it was. I thought it was going to be bigger than this, and it was actually quite small. Is to take it with you, take a HDMI cable with you, and just go into your hotel room, plug this into your TV. You don't even have to do anything else. You just flip a switch on that powers it up, because we'll have a lithium battery with it, and then connect up your controller, and you've got literally thousands of video games to sit and play with in your hotel. I thought that would be just amazing, guys. And this even has a lithium battery in it too, charges off USB. I mean, just magnificent, right? So that video is going to be coming up. And then last announcement that I want to make, yeah, we're coming up on the end of our time. Last announcement I want to make is we are going to be live streaming. Yes, I finally picked a date. It is going to be the end of this month, April 30th. So look for that, mark that on your calendars, April 30th at 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time, because we're in Daylight Savings Time here in the good old US of A. So Central Daylight Time, 9 p.m., 4/30/17, okay? So April 30th, 2017. So it ought to be a lot of fun. What I figured that we're going to do for that one is we're going to go ahead and configure a Alexa Pi. I've had a lot of questions. A lot of you have run into problems and whatnot. So you know what? We're just going to solve it. So tell you what, mark that on your calendar. If you've got a Raspberry Pi laying around or you've had any trouble with getting your Alexa Pi to start up and work, I know that people had a lot of trouble with my startup script. My startup script was very rudimentary. I mean, it was literally just, I just cut and pasted the commands into it just so it was a one-stop shop to run all the commands so I didn't have to remember all the commands. So it was not really set up to be a full-blown automated start thing where you could like throw it into the init.d or something and it just automatically fire up on boot. It's not what I did. But I don't know, maybe we can investigate how to get it to start on boot. You know, I'd be open for that because that was a drawback that I saw with this, is that it doesn't start on boot. So any of you have any ideas on that? Bring your ideas with you. Bring your Raspberry Pis. We'll all do it together, and we'll do it live right here on YouTube. We'll set it up. We'll. I've even got like a bench set up over here, so if we need to make connections or anything different, or so you can see the whole thing. And I think I got my OBS software set up properly to where I can switch between the two and all that jazz. Those of you that were there for the impromptu live stream, that was kind of where I kind of figured out some of those settings and everything. I've made a few more improvements, so it might be a little bumbly stumbly in the beginning if those improvements I made don't work very well. But anyway, we will check it all out, but that's the plan. So 30th of this month, 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time, be there or be square. All right, guys, I've taken enough time for this Maker Monday. Hope you guys enjoy your week. Have a good week. Have a good rest of whatever's left of today or whenever you see this. But have a good day, guys. Keep coding, keep building, and make sure to bring your Raspberry Pis with you. And also, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, smack that. Also, check out the little bell icon next to the subscribe button after you've subscribed. I think you can sign up for alerts. So that way, when I'm going live, it'll actually send you alerts and reminders that tell you that we're going to be doing the live stream or whatever on that day. And I think I've got it set up to do it the day before too, so that way you can remember. So make sure and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check me out on Twitter and Instructables and all of the social media stuff that's down there to make sure you don't miss any of the commentary or any of the links or helpful posts that we put out there. And guys, with that ought to do it. I'm going to leave you with the video of this printing, and we will see you next time.